Hello, my name is Tom Stiles, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And boy, it's cold down in Florida. Yeah, I know you're going to say, well, think about Boston. And I understand that, and I hope you're all staying warm. But we're having a cold wave to Florida standards. The high today is only 54. And my trip to the Orlando Ham Fest, I had to call off. Number one, it's too cold for me. And number two, I had a little minor medical problem that set me back, so didn't get to go. Really, I'm sorry I didn't get to go. But anyway, we will proceed on. I was planning on doing some reception testing of the Kato Voyager Pro 600. But I got on the radio a few minutes ago and I couldn't get anything. And I thought, boy, this radio is just not working. And I know it had worked before. So I went over to my Grundig 750 with its external antenna, and I could barely get Tennessee, which comes booming in like it's next door normally. I could barely get that. So I'm giving up on doing a reception test right now, and wanted to give you some good news and tell you a little bit how it came about. I did a show, here it is, this was January 19th, about this website that provides marine data in a graphical format on the internet. And it's a network set up by a couple of companies and a university. And what they do is they provide the equipment to people, individuals, and then those individuals set up that equipment and collect data. And then that data is processed and then presented in this graphical format, which I'll show you again. And the sponsor of this idea is the University of Aegean. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. From Greece, or in Greece. And what they say is the device will be used, meaning the device that you get to do the reception, which is an AIS receiver, would be used to collect information on ships' locations, which are used by our university for research activities such as the modeling of accident risk at sea, the environmental impact of shipping worldwide, the protection of sea life, the study of radio signal propagation, that kind of got my eye, at sea, and many other areas. So that's the research project, I'll call it, that they're doing, and this website is set up to provide the data that comes from those receivers. So if we go to the website, here it is again. It's called MarineTraffic.com is the website. And here, let me zoom back out. So here's the world, and these are all the collection stations throughout the world. If I zoom back down into where I live, this is Florida, we can see all the activity of ships or boats at sea that have transceivers that are transmitting this data. Now, if your vessel is of a certain size, you're required to have one of these transponders. So they're becoming more and more predominant. And then, as I showed you before, here's these little symbols are different types of ships, and the little diamond shapes are markers, like these are channel markers. And then the little anchor there is a port. And we're pretty active around here. And also, as I showed you before, we have about 5 receiving stations. Let me zoom out a little bit. There's 2 down here, there's 1 over here, there's 1 here, there's 1 here, and then look at this. Would you look at this? Let me zoom in here. There's one, a new one. Guess whose that belongs to? That's mine. That's my AIS receiver that they sent me. I got it last night. I set it up this morning, and I'm using one of my discone antennas. They also sent me a antenna that is made for this frequency range. But I thought, well, I want to see if it was going to work. And if it's going to work, it's going to work on my discone. Maybe not as good, but it should work. And then I'll know, whether I want to go to the trouble of putting up their antenna. Well, it's working. And what I will be doing is the next few days, I'll be putting up their antenna with the help of my neighbor, since I can't get on the roof anymore, and we'll get better range. So there is my receiver station, and I'm reporting on all these boats or ships around here. And if you click on my station, it gives you some information. It gives you a general idea where the location is, the area covered. Now again, I'm using a discone antenna. And then you can look over here and get some details. So I have, in the past hour, my receiver has found and gotten information from 14 distinct vessels and gotten 114 pieces of position information from those 14 vessels. And then we can go down to in my it got cut off there, but my my station number, and I'm not sure why it's cut off. It's probably because the way I've got this computer set up. See what if I click? Yeah, here it is. There's my station number, 2365, which of course is one of the highest numbers because I just got it yesterday. And this is the receiver that they sent me, the AIS receiver they sent me. It's a little box. It's about, I'd say 5 inches by 5 inches by 2 inches deep. And it has AC power, has a connector for the antenna, a connector for hooking it to your router, and that's how it gets data, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to have a computer or any software running. It's self-contained, which is kind of relief for me. So it's a standalone. I'll put it on a UPS, and then it'll just hum along forever, hopefully. And then down here is some information about my station. Although it's been on for about 4 hours, it says it's only been on. It's been online 0 hours, so I'm not sure how that's calculated. The reception distance in nautical miles, the average is 7.8 miles, and the maximum distance that I've received a transponder is 19 miles. Again, I'm just using my plain Jane Radio Shack discone antenna, so I hope to improve that considerably when I use their marine antenna that's set up for this marine band. And it says received records in an hour, 17 vessels, 123 positions. So I'm up and running, and I got the information how to do this and encouragement from one of my subscribers, Mags, M-A-G-S 71. He's been very helpful, and I applied for this about a little over a week ago. I applied for it, and they sent me the stuff in the mail after they accepted my application, and it came from the United Kingdom. So I guess the United Kingdom is the central point for all this work. So pretty cool, and I'm really excited about it, especially now that I'm tracking stations. And you can click on one of these vessels. I'll click on this one right here, and right there it tells you that information about that vessel was received by AIS source 2365. That's me. That's my station, or the station that they've loaned me, and it's up and running. So anyway, at least I got something done for you for as far as the show today. I'm going to go back and take another rest, and hopefully maybe tonight the shortwave bands will come back and I can do a reception testing of the Cato emergency radio. So that's the show for today. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.